Yet again, the situation is extremely ridiculous. The government in California has ordered, as we know, at the beginning of March, to shut down all business activities outside of what they call essential, which are very few types of businesses like hospitals, food stores, maybe pharmaceutical companies that make drugs, but police, but like generally speaking, and the same situation is everywhere in the country, in every state. What are these people supposed to do? They tell them, oh, you can get some money from the government program to pay your employees. For if you're a small business, if you're self-employed, they give you a little bit of money. Basically it's a food money to cover your like eating expenses and maybe some basic utilities. It's enough. But what about like paying your business rent and paying your business utilities? How's that covered? And like why people have to pay business rents, your commercial rents, if a business is forced to close? And then you're still owe this money, even if you don't pay it now, you have to pay in a few months after this ends. You didn't have any business activities during this period. So, and it wasn't on your own accord. You were told to close. So why they don't cover that? And like, what if I don't pay rent? If I close the store, what? The landlord will find somebody else to? No, because nobody can work, nobody can open. It has to stay closed. So what is the logic here in paying business rents? And this situation alone will force so many people out of business. And our California governor, Nuisance, that's what I call him, Nuisance, he says now, oh, like, hair salons are not essential. They can stay closed for months until I decide we can reopen them. Well, of course, kids can go to school in July, he says, because even though it may still be dangerous, but we can't rob them of education. So, the logic is obviously, you can die if you're a kid, just as long as you get educated first. But cutting hair and fixing nails, no, 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 no. That will be safe for a long time, months, he says. But you still have to pay your commercial rents, even though you're forced to close and stay closed. And of course, if you close your business, it's not that landlord will find a replacement immediately to move in because like they can't open. So what is the logic and how is this supposed to be a fair situation? Where our government, again, there's no help. They were not prepared for this yet again. That's their sole responsibility, to be prepared for emergencies, not for day-to-day operation when you can slowly move paper from one stack to another. Nobody can care less. Everybody can care less what they're doing every day-to-day because people can fix their own problems, generally speaking. But when emergency comes, and they know that someday such emergencies will come, they find themselves completely unprepared. Even paying this unemployment that the let's say Congress voted for back in March, in California, they only started process people at the end of April. Because for a month, they could not add 2-3 additional options into their EDD site that processes unemployment for people who normally, under normal circumstances, would not qualify. And that's in California, the capital of the global software industry, where anybody can do it overnight, and they have all these friends who are outside of San Francisco. He can make this edition overnight and make it operational. It took them a month. First, they didn't even realize they need it. They're so dumb and lazy over there and out of touch that for a couple of weeks they didn't even realize their current system will not be able to process these people. And then they're like, oh yeah, we need to update. Well, it will take a few more weeks. And it's like with Katrina. They were told for years, year after year. If you just watch forecast on the news, they will tell you, oh, we just got lucky, this hurricane missed the city because one day it's gonna hit and it's gonna be a problem. And then it did, and nobody was prepared. Of course, because why would they? And same thing here in California. Why would they be prepared? They're the government. They just sit on their ass and create problems when nobody asks them to create problems. And now when people need help, they make more problems instead of helping. They force you to close. The state that has the smallest number of cases by percentage of population in the country, they still gonna say, oh, you're gonna stay longer than other places because we are concerned. Well, if you're so concerned, then help basic people who want to have a good business, who do have a good business, but now you cannot have any customers because you force lockdown. Well, make arrangements so they don't have to close their businesses because of this commercial rents. How are they going to pay them without any income? And you still owe them, they say. Oh, we're so nice, you can postpone them for a few months. Where is it going to come from in a few months? Because in a few months you will be lucky if you make money back to pay the current rent. What about retrograde? It's ridiculous. Again, completely ridiculous.